love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy.
Hi everyone, Ricky here from Behind the Bars TV. In this episode we've got Gary Bowgen all the way from Norwich. He's come on today to tell his story. He's got quite a unique story. He spent quite a lot of years in prison in his younger years, but what we'll do, as we always do, we're going to go back to the start. So Gary.
Yeah, my name's Gary from Norwich, born in Norwich itself in 1967. Good lot of years ago now.
So you were born in Norwich, is that where you grew up? Is that where you've always lived?
You always lived there, yeah, lived nowhere else, yeah.
So what was life like growing up then?
Yeah, I had a really good upbringing, mainly by my mum. I grew up really with a father figure, really, and really good, happy-go-lucky childhood. Always good family around me, good friends. Always like fishing when I was younger, and as you do, and out in the woods and playing around as a kid as you do.
So was there a few of you? Did you have like brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I got two brothers and a sister. Yeah, we're quite a close knit family. Yeah, and my aunties and uncles got a big family really. Yeah, sadly a lot of them are passed now because as you do, age and that, bless them.
So what was a place like that you grew up in? Was it a rough place, rough neighbourhood, or was it?
No, not really. Just like a normal run-of-the-mill council estate, really. Friendly, where you could leave your door open in them days. Sadly, you can't now, but yeah, that was quite nice. It was pleasant, really. I had no dramas really when I was younger. Not really. No, that was quite peaceful, really.
Yeah. So it was like one of them neighbourhoods that everyone knew each other. So
yeah, everyone knew each other. If you had a strange car come down them days, or a strange body and the thing, everyone know. That'd be the talk of the town, sort of thing. Yeah, that was good.
So what was it like growing up, as in like, was there much trouble in the neighbourhood? Was there people getting into trouble with the police and stuff?
Well, when I was younger, no, you daren't really get in trouble with the police that time. You had the odd rough and tumble, with people from different estates, when we were younger and that, and fighting as kids. I mean, nothing serious, not really. No, when we were younger, no.
What about school? How was school for you as a kid?
Well, school was. I really did enjoy school, but I wasn't the brainiest people really. And I remember one time one of my school reports said if Gary spent as much time on his work as he did his friends, he'd be a genius. So yeah, I wasn't really like down that road with education. Not really. No, me and education didn't really go that really. I thought it was playtime really.
So you had a happy childhood though, like
yeah, happy. Yeah, as long as I was fed and watered, I was quite easy pleased really.
So obviously when I was growing up, and I was growing up on a council estate and stuff, getting into trouble was always like seen as like having a good time, fun. And it was it similar for you? Did you
similar to us. Yeah, we used to scar school and that type of thing, bunk off and just basically played about really. We just didn't really do nothing serious as a child. Not that I can remember. Not really. We daren't, not in them days. Not especially with my mother, because she's quite strict.
So how old are you now then, Gary?
Sorry?
How old are you now?
I'm now 55.
55?
Yeah.
So what year were you born?
1967.
67?
Yeah.
So growing up like in the 70s and stuff?
Yeah, 70s, yeah. Yeah.
Obviously I was born in 85, so you were...
Yeah, a lot of difference there, yeah, a bit of difference, yeah. Yeah.
So what was it like when you did go out? Did you ever get into serious trouble with the police when you were younger? Talking around about like 11, 12-year-old?
No. My criminal activity started up from the age of about 15 upwards then.
Right.
15 upwards, yeah.
So leading up to that, then what were you doing round about them years before you got in trouble with the police?
Worked quite hard as a child, because money's quite tight in the late 70s, and I'd done the milk round first, as you do, get some money and that type of thing, paper rounds, and in Norwich you had a big place called a cattle market, which a lot of cities had, and I'd go down and wash lorries down, or go and catch some chickens or some pigs and things like that, made yourself busy, really, earn a few quid, really, because as you said, money was really tight in the 70s, and a lot of people know it, when we used to have cool fires in them days, an outside toilet and that, and where like people don't experience it to this day, outside toilet, what's an outside toilet?
Oh, that was like a bit before my time as well, stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
no gas central heating in them days. where you'd wake up in the morning, there'd be like in the winter time, there'd be ice on the windows and snow and all that sort of thing. But nowadays, everything's central heat and everything's different now.
So when you were saying you got up around about 15-year-old, and you started got in trouble with the police.
Yeah. Well, just sorry, backtrack a little bit. My first altercations with the police was when I was about 9 or 10, because in them days, I think you had to be 12 or 13. I can't really remember now. 12 or 13 to hold down a paper round, that sort of thing. And I was out one day on a push bike type of thing, delivering papers and the policeman stopped on his, in them days, if everything, the police used to go around on push bikes in them days. And he said, "Excuse me, young man, how old are you?" And I said, like, I was 10 or 11 type of thing. You're too young to do a paper round. And he reported me for it. So I lost my job as a paper boy. So the feeling started round about, even though I didn't get into trouble really, the feeling started going against the police at that age really, because they took my livelihood away from me. From me earning some money and that sort of thing. I thought to myself, I mean, I was only a young kid and the power's above what they are, power heads. And then over the next few years, the hatred to the police started and it didn't stop for a lot of years.
So that's when it started from then?
Yeah, I had a gut feeling that, like, with the police and that type of thing. And then, as say, if you move on a couple of years, and that's when I did start getting in trouble with the police and that type of thing, yeah.
So what was your first interactions? And apart from that, what was your first dealings of you being arrested by the police?
A threatened behaviour charge. That was on the police.
Right.
Yeah, the police asking me stuff and all, talking to me down as if I was like some kind of fool or something like that. And I wasn't having a bar with it, and I obviously swore at him, something like that. And then I was under arrest for threatened behaviour. And then the thing I know, did go down and slip fast, and that was every other week. And I mean, every other week I was arrested, or every other day I was arrested, and that just went downhill from there very, very fast.
And what was that mainly for? Was that?
I was against the police, fighting with the police, threatening behaviours with the police, fighting. I would say fighting so much in general with other people. That's more or less fighting with the police. I just had it in my head that, right, if you don't mind me, can you swear on that, really?
Yeah, you can swear. You can say
I thought myself like, fuck you type of thing. And I thought, from a young age, I thought, fuck you type of thing. And then I just thought myself, right, if you want it, you can have it type of thing. And then when I was about 16, I had a tattoo on my hand. I do regret having it on my hand, but I don't regret what I say. There's only one hate in my life, the police, because the police made me what I was in them days. I mean, they're just horrible to me. I mean, and I think so. They're grown men in the 30s, that type of thing. I was like 15, 16 type of thing. They'd beat me, and I think myself, I mean, if I'd done it now to a 15, 16-year-old, I couldn't live with myself. That's just a fucking out-and-out bully. You know what I mean? They said the power, and they got off on beating kids. And they still do it to this day, but not to me personally, but they do still do it to this day with the power.
So obviously, like, it seems from the stories you're telling, like from that first interaction with them, they've made you go like anti-authority.
Yeah, and very anti-authority. Yeah. And I mean, I didn't give two fucks. You know what I mean? And there'd be a van pull up, and they try to intimidate you. I'll be on my own, and we'll go into some more in a little while. I'll be on my own. I thought to myself, fuck you, type. If you want it, you can have it. I'd always be the loser. We end up with a black eye or thing up. I remember one time, and I was only about 17. Yeah, I'd say about 16, 17. And I thought I got away from them, and I hit up, and they got me. And when they got me, they laid me on the floor, and one cop stood on my ankle. He snapped my ankle, and you wouldn't be fucking running the more page. And I thought to myself, you fucking, I'm going to show them that I was hurt. I was in fucking excruciating pain and that. And then that started the bigger things. Then I thought, right, if you want it, you can have it now. And that went bigger and bigger and bigger as we'll progress along the story.
So before that, obviously, because it seems like when you've had them interactions, then you've started becoming violent.
Yeah.
Did you notice the violence before this, or?
No, I think because they used violence on me, then that made me violent towards them, and then that progressed. And I didn't see myself as being violent because I didn't give two hoots type of thing. They put me in a situation. Before the situation, they caused what I'm trying to say is they caused a situation, and then it's progressed from there.
So when was the first time you experienced prison?
17.
17?
17, yeah.
And that would have been, was it the young offenders?
Yeah, young offenders, yeah. I was in, sorry.
If you can describe it back then, because obviously now it goes from like 15 to 18-year-olds, and then it goes 18 to 21s.
Yeah.
But back then, was it Borsals?
Well, I just missed the Borsals stopped in 1983. Then from 83, anything from a week to 4 months was DC detention centre. Then anything over 4 months, 1 day, then become a thing called youth custody. Why? Youth, why? That was why. And then I got that sentence, and then I went to. I was on remand in a remand prison first in Norwich, closed conditions, and then I went to a place called Holsey Bay, like an open prison. You got like Holsey Bay and a place called Warren Hill. Warren Hill's closed conditions. They see me suitable enough for open conditions, so I went to open conditions, a place called Holsey Bay, as they said.
So going back to a 17-year-old, your first journey on your way to prison, what was your thoughts then? Had you heard horror stories about prison?
I'll tell you now, horrible, because you are going into the unknown. And I think a lot of people say that, probably like yourself and a lot of other people, Ricky's, when you're going into something for the first time, I cried. Yeah. I cried because you're going to something where you don't know what's going to happen. And in there was a very, very rough place because even though I was from Norwich, that was a Norwich prison, most of the people in there weren't from Norwich. And you get like people from like Chelmsford, London, that sort of thing, and they more or less ran the place in there. And we were called farmer boys because we was like from a farming background, really. And but then that made me stronger because I thought to myself, I mean, I wasn't being bullied. I ain't going to get bullied at all. And fast forward in a few months, I was in, as I said, in Holsey Bay, and I worked on a place called Moore's Farm, and that's a pig farm. And there's a big chap there from London, Brixton, and he was number one on the farm. There'd be about 8 of us there, and I'd be cleaning all the pig shit out and that type of thing, watering the pigs and that type of thing. He had the easy job and that, and he always called me farmer boy. This went on and on and on and on. I let it go, because he was a big lad, and I was only small when I was like 17. And there's one particular time, he went, "Oh, farmer boy," and I turned around and said, "Yeah, what?" And he fucked a load of these pig pellets in my face, and that's like someone pulling the back of your hair.
Yeah.
And I see like instant pain type of thing. So he got like sparked out type of thing. But I never bullied him because I don't believe in bullies. And then I become the number one on the pig farm. And he's become the run-of-the-mill general person, really. And ever since then, so I said, going back 2 minutes, is that I would never be, bullies is one of my hates in my life. And something else along the story will go along about being bullied type of thing. And, I just couldn't handle bullies.
So how did you feel when you reacted to him and you give him a good piercing?
Yes,
did you give him a good?
Yes, I fucking done it, and I felt so much better in myself. And some of the other lads there were getting bullied too by a certain person, and they went, "Nice one, Gary, nice one, Gary," because they didn't have the balls to do it. And I admit, at the time, going back a few days or few weeks, I didn't have the balls to do it because he was a big lad. And I thought, there's no way I can conquer him. He's just too big. Take what you could give you. Take what you could give you. If it weren't for him throwing the food in my face, I think they'd bullied me the whole way through my sentence.
So were you a big lad back then? Because obviously you're a big lad.
No, I wasn't. I was very, very thinking of all the way growing up until about 18, 19. I was only like about 5'8", 5'9", and after about 18, someone must have put something in my shoes because all of a sudden I went up from there to like 6 foot, 6 foot 2, 6 foot 3. Yeah, it's something that, they must put something in the water, stuff like that. Jesus, grew into a big lad.
I was exactly the same till I was about the same age. He used to call us Little Ricky.
yeah.
And then went to about 18, 19 and shot away.
Yeah. And then sadly, when I was in youth custody, my first son was born. And that was, because I'm quite, as I got older, I've matured a lot. When it comes to the family, not when it comes to some of the things I've done, but that hurt. When you're in prison and you got your loved ones on the outside, and you got a newborn baby being born, you're not there for, you're not there for your wife, your missus, you're not there for the child. That do hurt. Because, in them days you had a visit every 2 weeks. That's different now. I think visits every week now. And them 2 weeks, a long 2 weeks. In them days, that was really writing letters. No phone calls. You might have got a phone call on out of the office, but that was very rarely in them days you got a phone call. Because the Screws were like still in the Borsal days. They were still like a bit regimental. That's like when it come to going for dinner and that type of thing, you'd be lining up in twos. And that was silent. You did not talk like dinner coup. You talk like dinner coup.
Yeah.
There's no cameras in them days. You got smacked by the lug. Yeah, you got smacked by the lug. Yeah.
So what was the screws like in the prison? I can imagine they were brutal as well.
And the youth custody, horrible, because they, as I said, when it went from the balls from 1983 to the youth custody in 84, 85, a lot of them screws down there were still in the Borsal days. I mean, they'd wear the hats, the peak right on the top of the nose, that type of thing. And I suppose a lot of them come from army backgrounds, like a lot of them do today. But these were like, you know, what I mean, they were like brutal bullies. Bullies, yeah.
So what age was this in the youth custody? Was
17, 1985.
Right.
In 1985, yeah.
So just to describe for the viewers, because a lot of the viewers have never been to prison, but even for myself back then, couldn't imagine what prison was like. What was it like? What was a prison cell like?
Well, that was a room just with basically with your bed. There's no.
Or was it like dormitories, or was this?
No, that's well. When I first went on there used to be a unit there called Heartsmate. It was like an induction type of thing. They'd be like if I can remember back all them years ago, I think they'd be about 14. I was in a dormitory type of thing, and then you progressed from there. I think I was only in there a few weeks in the Heartsmate. That got I just wanted to know like an RAF, like a billet sort of thing, like an army. I think it used to be an army camp years ago. And then they progressed to like single. That was all single rooms. You don't know toilet in your cell and nothing like that. And you don't know tellies, nothing. You used to have like a little Robert's Ramble, the old famous Robert's Ramble radio. Yeah, and used to like I had that on night time listening to that. And you had to clean your room every day, and you used to get points. If you didn't score so many points over the week, you had to do extra like scrubbing floors or go out, litter picking, or do some like dog body jobs. You get smacked by the lug because certain officers there, that's their house, and you clean this house up, you don't clean this house up, you're going to be punished. You did get a couple of whacks. And one of the mad things they had down there was on your mattress. You had an E and an O. And me being naive in them days, I did ask what an E and O was, and he goes, "Listen, now you fucking figure stuff." And I go, "What do you mean?" What do E and O stand for? Odds and evens. So every day you turn your mattress over. E for an odd even day and O for the odd day. So you continue to turn your mattress over. And making bed packs. Right. Making bed packs by folding your sheets up every day, making them to a square to be so wide and the length had to be a certain thing. Or if that wasn't right, that was continuously them on you, push. Them to drill into you about like prison well, I wouldn't prison, you've custody them day. Same thing, but them drilling into you that this isn't the way forward in life.
That's why I can understand why a lot of old timers like yourself, I'll say like the jails are too cushy and too easy now. Yeah. Because I know of myself going into prisons now, some of the lads, if they can't be arsed, they'll just lie in the beds all day. They don't make the beds, they're stinking. But obviously, back then, you had to make your bed, didn't you? You had to have your bed packed.
Oh, you wouldn't dare not make your bed. That'd be World War III. If you didn't make your bed, that's the thing, you was going to get a beaten. And say, for instance, this is how bad it was in them days. If you didn't go to work, like as I said, I worked on a pig farm, and if you didn't go to work, they put you in like solid confinement. Because you was unfit for work, they put you sick. So you go in a room all by yourself, no radio, no sweets, no drinks, no nothing. The only thing you'd be getting is dinner time and night time for your feed. They'll be brought to your room. There'll be no association. The association where you like mingle with other prisoners, you watch a bit of TV on the only one TV in the house type of thing, because your rooms and their TVs in them days. And so then, even if you was ill, you didn't want to go ill because you know what was coming. You was being locked away, from the other people type of thing.
So what do you think about the prisons now compared to back then?
Oh, 100%. Think about 100% they're ever too easy these days. I mean, if, and I think a lot of people agree with, no one like being down a police station. If prisoners like being down a police station where you got nothing and you're stinking, I think that might make you think a little bit, might make you think a bit different, the way you want to go. Yeah. Because that is like solitary confinement, really. Like being down a police station Yeah, they owe it too easy now with like your PlayStations, and you got the kettles in your cells now, and you got your Xboxes, and now a lot of prisons now you got your phones in your cells now. Where you got to wait for association or wait to get you and just ring out on your PIN number and away you go type of thing.
Do you think they should have the prisons where they used to be to try and deter people from going to prison?
Well, being I'm out of all that now, definitely, because. If you got a child now and said, right, this is why you're going to go down that slippery slope, and you put them in there for a little time as like a short shop
Yeah.
to think of validate the life in that, and I think that will make
It's
them feel
definitely going to work, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. 100%, because a lot of the people go in there, it's a holding, a lot of them, it's a holding game. Yeah, definitely.
So going back to 17-year-old, what age did you get out? On your first time?
I got, because in them days that was 2/3. Now it's half, and you can go on a tag earlier now, but obviously them days didn't have no such thing as tag. So the first time I had to do like 2/3 of the sentence, went to 8 months at the first time, 8 months at the 12 months.
So you got out then, and then what happened?
I go and obviously came home, and I would say I was probably out the maximum, probably about 6 months, and then gone 21 months for a charge called a fray. Well, a fray nowadays warrant about a £200 fine, and they give me 21 months for that. Was with those going into the story, there was like 11 of us arrested in Norwich Town Centre, and then the police were like on my case then, and there's 11 of us arrested, and I was the only one charged, and went before the Norwich Crown Court, and for charge of fray, what as they said, warrant a small fine. They give me 21 months imprisonment, and I went to Norwich again, Halsey Bay again. Went to Halsey Bay again. You had to do said 14 months out of that, and then come out of there, and then I went downhill again.
So prison wasn't a deterrent for you then?
Oh no, because I think getting back to the police again, that's just. I was very stubborn then, and I wouldn't be beaten. I would not let them. Didn't want to be a failure to myself, and I thought myself, gone back again. As I said, I was only a youngster now, and I thought myself, fuck you, and you're not going to beat me. You're not going to beat me. But as you mature and get older, like we are now, you can't beat them. You cannot beat them. You cannot
get your revenge if you want that.
Yeah, they will get 100%. Yeah, they don't. There's no saying that if they don't get you by, they get you by hook or by crook. Because that's said to me a few times.
Absolutely,
a few times, yeah.
Well, yeah, when we were young and around about that age, there was a lot of drug use and all that involved. But I don't think it was as much drugs was it back then.
No, you had the odd. You had. There's no such thing as grass in them days, like greenery in them days. That's all like cannabis resin in them days.
Yeah.
You had no such thing as that was obviously about cocaine, but I never heard of cocaine when I was a youngster, and obviously I heard about heroin and everything. But that was never a big problem where I come from.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no disrespect to people who have took it and people who got off it. Thankfully, have got off it. In them days, heroin was a dirty drug, and if you got on heroin when you was a youngster, something like you've been out and out scumbag, and I do apologise for people who have been on it who's got off it, but that's the way it was years ago. And getting back to prison, if you took cannabis, no problem, type of thing. But if you got on heroin when you was in prison, like youth custody, like YOY, or even adult, or progressive adult, you would took heroin in them days. You got put on the numbers.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And I blame the prison for a lot of the misuse of drugs because. All right, you shouldn't really take drugs, and drugs are drugs type of thing. But in prison, you used to have a smoke, and if we know sat and had a smoke type of thing, that's make you happy, make you fat type of things. You'll eat anything was sitting there. You will eat anything was sitting there. You have a good old giggle and everything and that. And the screws used to say in them days, "Oh, you win this type of thing." But then the MDTs for the viewers, MDTs, mandatory drug tests with cannabis and that'd be up in your system up to over a month.
Yeah.
And with so everyone then went to heroin and things like that, and because you have it in your system 3 or 4 days or 2 or 3 days and flush out, so you can be captured on drug like with it's said with cannabis, that'd be your system for quite a long time, and then you get positive piss test. You know yourself. You're going to lose a lot of privilege of your visits, your phone calls, association, your canteen, where you can spend your money, that sort of thing, and. But luckily, I was quite strong-willed not to ever take a heroin. You know, I mean, I say I hadn't took drugs because I have only like cannabis and things like that, and got sleeping tablet here and there, but nothing no major. I never really had a drug problem anyway.
Like you mentioned there, just for the viewers, the mandatory drug testing, when they brought that in, it's still in force now. Like, every prisoner's more or less got to sign up to it, haven't they? Yeah, and if you don't sign up to it, then you get things taken away from you. Like you just mentioned, association, canteen.
Yeah, where you're in an enhanced prison where you can have more visits and spend a lot more money. You'll then go down to basic where you've got no TV, you've got no radio, you've got no phone calls, you've got no this, none this. So they can take a lot away from you.
And like you mentioned, cannabis, I think it's 28 days in your system, where heroin's 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days, and if you drink a lot of orange juice, you can get out in like 2 days, or drink a lot of water and things like that, and flush it out.
So going back then, roundabout, was it 21-year-old when you went to the men's prisons?
Yeah, cool. That was a very, very experience. I remember going in there for the very first time. Also experience of youth custody and things like that, but in Norwich Prison, a very, very old prison, probably like the one you got up there, Durham, and that's an old prison.
An old Victorian prison.
I think a lot of prisons them days were built around the same time.
Yeah.
I think Norwich one is in the late 18th century, and I went into this place, and I'll tell you what that was like going down in the dungeon. It was, and they put me in a four-man dorm, so I was in there with 3 other blokes, and no sanitation at all, and you had a bucket in the corner. And luckily, I was in there with a lad, not much older than me, a couple of years older than me. But I had 2 old boys in there, sort of thing. And we did come to the agreement that there's no one to shit in the bucket because that's a non-done thing. I know it do happen, but we used to obviously. And being I was the youngest, that'd be my job every day to go and empty that bucket. And you go down the end of the land, and you got just one sluice bit there, and you got like I don't know about Durham, but Norwich. That's four landings, and you probably have about 80 blokes on each landing. So you got like 80 men's piss going down this sluice, and that absolutely stunk, and that stunk, and that lingered and all.
Yeah.
And you had like 3 showers between 80 blokes, and even though the 80 blokes didn't shower, and they were disgusting as well. Yeah, that's very like caveman times, I called it them days. Yeah, definitely.
So, what was a sluice? Was it just like did a sluice just look like a toilet sort of thing?
Like a giant sink, really. Like one of them old. If the people in the older versions, no disrespect here, the older versions, like an old butler sink. It'd be like a giant old cast iron, or whatever they're made of. The old big butler sinks you have in your house years ago. Yeah, you used to go down there and you used to have a tap. You used to continuously run water back.
And that was just on the end of the land.
Yeah, and that stunk. Yeah,
so I bet the whole wing stunk, did it?
Yeah, and in them days. The newer prison, some of the newer prisons we'll go on to are different, but Norwich you out in your cell, so you'd have a piss bucket in the corner, and you'd have one table. There's like 4 of us in this cell, me and 3 other blokes, obviously, and you'd be eating on your bed, and you'd have a continuous smell of that piss bucket. Even though it's been washed out, there'd be no such thing as like Dettol or bleach or that sort of thing.
Get rid of the smell.
Yeah, get rid of the smell. So it was continuous smell, and you just stunk. It'd be like. Going a bit forward, but we'll go back a bit. In nowadays, you've got your sinks in your cells where you can wash your hands, that type of thing. There's no thing. There's no running water in themselves. Nah, they wouldn't know. And when it comes to the winning themselves, I always remember there'd be like a thin pipe going through the bottom of the wall, and that'd be your heating. Right. And where the windows up quite high. The windows would be smashed, or there'd be an old blanket that stopped the wind coming in, and that'd be fucking freezing, yeah, freezing. And you're sitting there with 3 other blokes, and you 2 or 3 of you got your radios, and we don't have headphones in them days. And I didn't even know if the robbers had a connection for headphones then. And for like 3 different channels going on, sort of thing on your radio. So that was hard work. That was very hard work in them days.
So when you were in the men's prisons, were you fighting in there as well?
I did have a few fights, but like on an ego thing. Like after bit, I think youth custody schooled me. Like I'd never be bullied again because I admit at first I was being bullied, and I vowed never be bullied again. So that's an ego thing really in prison because if you let someone be bullied, if someone's going to bully you, then you could be like. The terminology, what people understand now, you be their bitch type thing, you be their gopher, and I thought stuff. That's the only thing. But I think a lot of the problems in prison, even today, is fights are brought on yourself. One for your crime, if you're in there for a naughty crime, meaning like anything to do with children or anything to old people or anything to do with beating, miss up type thing. Or you're as a debtor, being a debtor, I borrowed borrow some canteen off someone who couldn't afford to pay them back. You got a problem with drugs in there, you borrow some drugs off someone you couldn't pay them back. Oh, I want to get the drugs on the next visit. I promise that's coming, that's never come. So you are going to get in trouble that way. So if you can step away from borrowing and having a drug problem in there, if you set your mind to it, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
You can get through it type of thing, yeah.
Like you say, if people in prison, there is a lot of bullies, isn't there? And like you've mentioned,
yeah,
if you didn't stick up for yourself, you're going to become victimised.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you're a big lad as well and you can stick up for yourself, you are going to get through prison a lot easier than some of the smaller lads in it.
That's the way you carry yourself. I mean, you see some people and that's all to do with your communication, and we'll get on that subject in a little while about carry you through your life. If you communicate with someone, hello mate, hello, how are you? How's things up, blah blah. If you say something, will you fucking look now, you're going to get a negative response. It's going to create a negative response. Positive. Yeah.
And the other ones that's going to get bothered all the way through, and it's
yeah. That's all to do with your attitude. Yeah,
got to do with respect as well.
Yeah, respect. Yeah.
Present yourself properly, give people respect, and
and you'll get it back.
You'll be all right.
You will get it back. Yeah.
So how long did you spend in that time then?
That one. Right, I went from. What one we got
that was when you were 21-year-old. When you were in, was it Norwich?
Yeah, Norwich. I got 2 year then. Yeah, it's 2 years. They started getting bigger then, and sort of done 18 months for that one because everything's still 2/3. And I forgot what year that changed, where it went into halves. No, that's a parole system then. If you didn't get your parole, then you had to do 2/3. That's it. Yeah, that's right.
So what happened this time when you got out? Obviously, you had a kid. Was it just the one child?
No, that's another one. So I've gone a bit too far. So I had another son, and I sadly inside again for that one. Bless him. And me being wouldn't be stopped by the police, that type of thing, and I was up to other things. What we'll progress on to with the run around with the police and that type of thing. It always evolved around the police, and so that was a 2 year sentence then. And then, if you want to go on and on.
So you had 2 kids at this point?
Yeah, 2 kids,
so we had 2 kids.
Yeah, 2 kids, yeah.
Were you with the mother?
Yeah.
So what happened this time when you got out? Did things change, obviously, with you having kids outside?
I went to work.
Went to work,
I went as a steel erector. Yeah, I went to work. I did really enjoy that job. But with work come play, and just go on a Saturday night and get wrong again, and one of those things, gone out with a group of lads because we was our estate was quite a thing, and probably like a lot of places up and down the world. We did have quite a staunch like a base with each other.
Lads,
if say for instance, if someone went to prison, then the other ones would put their hand in the pocket, make sure the missus are right, make sure the kids are all right, make sure he's all right.
Yeah.
For whatever he need, that's paid for type of thing. If she needs a petrol money or train fare to get to the prison where he is, then she's thing. Well, we did have quite a good loyal mates,
good group of lads,
and still to this day. I mean, I've got some very good friends. Yeah, very good friends, because I think if you give stuff in life, then you're going to get that back. Not that you're asking for it back, not you're asking for it, but they know how loyal you are. Yeah.
So when you were going out, obviously on the drink not, and was this when the violence was happening again? Was this just with the lads in nightclubs and stuff?
Yeah, because then fast forward in a few years, when I come like 21, 22, I was the biggest one out of the lot, and I'd always get picked out. I'd always get picked out for the wrong reason, or even though sometimes I'm not saying that was me all the time, because it wasn't, but I'd be picked out all the time, and there'd be a fight down the city, and I'll be arrested. And they say, fucking hell, he's arrested again, he's arrested again. And as I said, that was me sometimes, that wasn't me sometimes, but I'd always be the one picked out all the time. Yeah, all the time. And I can remember, he sadly died now, but then he was a friend at the time, but he didn't become a friend then. I'm into my scooters. And at the time, I had a Vespa at the time, years and years ago this was. And I lent this boy, I was in a pub, and years and years ago, pubs only used to open, like, say, on all pubs years ago used to shut at 3 o'clock in the late 70s and 80s type thing. And on Sunday, shut up past 2. and I was in his drinking place. I sadly gone now, the Dark Club in Norwich, up Rosie Road, and I was in there at a particular time, and one of my mates was in there, and he was on the fruit machine, and in the social clubs there, the fruit machine's them £100 a go, and he put his money in his fruit machine as he did, and he asked to borrow some money off me, no problem. So anyway, I lent him some money, and an hour later, Gary, can I borrow some more money? I said, I'm not fighting here to give you more money, blah blah. Can I borrow your scooter? I said, yeah, make sure you bring the scooter back and so on, so on, so, because the missus go absolutely fucking mental if I'm not at home. She think I'm whoring around and stuff like that. So give me his due, he come back 2 hours later, put my scooter back. Well, anyway, next day with the missus and the kids are bed then type of thing. I was then getting ready up for work. All of a sudden, the fucking door smash open. Stop! Blah, blah, blah. They come like fucking loads of them come running in the house now. So they jumped on me. I was in bed type of thing. And you're under arrest for GBH. Under arrest for GBH. So I go, what the fuck are you talking about? Yesterday afternoon, between the hours of blah, 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 whether it's in the afternoon, a man was assaulted. Your description's been given, rah, rah, so I'm under arrest. So they take me to the police station. And in them days, I was all handwritten in them days. So everything you said was wrote down type of thing. And so I was going, no comment, no comment. I remember that we're gone to, I meant to say this a while ago. In them days, when you went no comment, I remember the first time I went no comment to a police officer, he smacked me around the lug. No one go no comment in my interview. He punched me around the lug, smacked me around the lug. When they fast forward a little bit to the stories, I think, and say, yeah, they come steaming in the house particular morning. And I was under arrest for finger up. Is that your scooter outside? Blah, blah. That's what scooter's registered to me. Anyway, they took my scooter away. Is that your crash helmet down? Took my crash helmet away. Going through the interview, can you tell us where he was yesterday afternoon? Blah, blah, blah. It's going on for a little while. No comment, no comment, no comment. So they part for bailed me to attend an identity parade. And in the meantime, they'd said about this man being severely beaten, that type of thing, outside these shops. And I didn't have a fucking clue what they're talking about because I wasn't there. I was fighting out drinking. But I didn't want, I was going no comment. And one of the other reasons I went no comment because I didn't want to say where I was because I'd be grassing the landlord up and the landlord then could lose his license for serving the hours when he shouldn't be serving because pubs and clubs are shut in them days. And so they adjourned it for, they part for bail me for to attend an identity parade. And nowadays, I've been on identity parade for years, but nowadays I believe that it's just a one-way mirror. Whatever witnesses, he can see you, but you can't see them.
Yeah.
To protect their identity, obviously. But years ago, you used to have something like a card like this, I think it was 1 to 12, or it might be 1 to 10. But you'd have a card, you'd either hold the card like this or have it by your foot.
Right,
and my favourite number has always been number 4. So like they released me part for bail for me for a week, for them to analyse his blood. Some blood was apparently on the scooter comes like that was on my bash hat, but I didn't know that at the time. So there's some blood spattered on my bash hat, my crash helmet, and I think there might have been some blood on the scooter. Anyway, they were seized. So this girl, the person who was assaulted was getting married. I only found out this later. The girl was marrying this boy who got really severely beaten, and so I didn't have a clue what they talked about. So it's going on and on and on type thing. And so my lucky number's always been number 4. So I had number 4 down by my feet. So the shopkeeper come up and down this line and said, the man who assaulted this man, blah, 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 isn't on this identity parade. Can you say it? I say it's 100% he's not on there. And the Jew public come along. The man who assaulted that man on such and such day, he's not on his identity parade. Well, the poor chap who was assaulted, who was severely assaulted, he was still in hospital, so he couldn't attend the identity parade. So the fella's missus come up and down, come up and down, come up and down. I thought she was going to wear the floor out. She went up and down this room so many times. I thought to myself, well, I started like smacking myself. I was laughing, not because of the serious of the situation. I was laughing how many times she walked up and down this identity parade. All of a sudden, she stopped and punched me straight in the mouth. You attacked my husband to be because they were getting married. Blah, 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 blah. So then they had a positive hit now. Well, then it come to light. When I got charged, when that come to light, they had positive ID from the identity parade, and they had DNA on my crash helmet, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think they got DNA off the scooter because I never got the scooter back. And so I'm now downstairs charged for GBH for intent. So I'm going to win my head off for you fucking bastard, blah, blah. I'm nicked again for something I ain't done. So the baby's mothers, she come down the cells. In them days, they'd take you out, they'd bring you out the cell, and there'd be a long bench. And she sat there, she go, "Are you grasping him up?" I go, "Look, I can't grasp him up." She said, "Look, you're putting him before me and the kids." I go, "I can't grasp him up, I can't grasp him up." And she go, "Well, if you get fucking remanded in custody tomorrow, there's no way I'm standing by your side. I stood by you the last few times, didn't think that's it, we're fucking finished." And I go, "I ain't grasping him up. You know, good CUNT, rah, I used to be a father, rah, rah." And I go, "I don't care what you chuck at me, I'm not grasping up." I said, "Right." The old Bill was down the other end, they couldn't hear what we were saying. And I said, "Right, the best thing you can do is go around and see the person who's I'm charged, so I'm going to court in the morning. The best thing you can do is go around and see this geezer and say, if I go to prison for this, you know he's going to get it when I fucking get out. However long, if I spend 2-3 years or whatever in prison, I'll do it. But when I get out, if he's fucked my father up, I'm going to fuck him up." Well, anyway, I always remember that's about 5:05 in the morning, because in them days, where the Norwich police station in the city centre is, in a big city hall clock, and that start chiming at a certain time. So I'd say it was about 5:30 in the morning, so all of a sudden the fucking door opened, and I thought it was a bit early for fucking breakfast. They wouldn't serve you breakfast in. So a superintendent come in, and whoever's in charge of the case, I can't remember now because so many years ago, he come in and all, and "I'd like to apologise, Gary, blah, blah, you're free to go." The person who committed the offence came down to the police station, handed himself in, because the missus went and told him the finger up, and I got no further action or anything, and he ended up getting 5 years.
Did he?
He got 5 years, yeah.
Well, at least he come forward and done the right thing.
Yeah.
Was he a friend of yours as well?
He was a friend up until that happened. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, up until that, because if it came to where I was drinking at the time and said, "Gary, no, I assaulted the man, blah 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 blah," I'd have got rid of that scooter until it got stolen, and I'd have got rid of the bash app. But still to this day, getting back to the police, being that person, sadly he's died now. You know what I mean? Even though he didn't come a friend anymore, still don't want him dead. And still to this day, me and him don't look nothing like each other. It's like me and you being out together. You know, no disrespect, you got a bald head and I got hair. And me and this other chap don't look nothing like each other. So I'm thinking, being to the old police had the positive hit onto the DNA and a positive hit with the scooter, they've gone and said to this person, the girl, pick out number 4, pick out number 4, but don't make her look obvious. How many times she went up and down that fucking line? I thought, nah. The other 2 people, the shopkeeper only went up there once or twice. Another person went up there once, and they said, "No, 100% the man on identified." So I put that incident down to the old Bill, where we'll in a little while we'll go on to the DNA in a little while, and I put that down to police saying number 4. Yeah.
So I was going to say you had a lucky escape, but obviously you did him coming forward, but it wasn't really a lucky escape because it wasn't you that done it, was it?
No,
so and you nearly got stitched up. And
as we go along in the story, if I would have got convicted of that GBH for intent, that would have fucked me up with how the story go along.
With your next one.
with the GBH, with 2 strikes.
Right.
2 strikes, Yeah, so
moving on from that one, then
I come out for that one, and then
were you on remand at that as well?
No, because I didn't. No, because I went they part 4 bailed me.
Right.
They part 4 bailed from the police station. And I attended the police station. I think it was a week or 2 weeks later, whatever it was. Yeah. And then still worked, and my employers still a few years ago still hold the job. The door was always open to me. Quite like me, because I went to bad steel erector in the time. I had a fair factor. I didn't care, climbing about like a monkey in them days. And so then the next time prison would have been demanding money with menaces. That happened twice. This one was over a car. I sold the car to a certain person, and the person obviously didn't pay the money. So I went round to the house, and obviously I didn't have to mention no name, but the dad's name was a certain name, and the boy's name was the same name, but the middle names are different, more or less.
Right.
Like where so that's all I'd say, because I don't really want to mention them on there. So I went round to the house and said, "Is so-and-so there?" "No, he ain't there, boy." And I said, "Like, if you got a problem with your bank account or something like that." "Why is that then?" I said, "Because the check you give me is bounced." And he go, "Well," I turned around and said to him, like, "I either want the car back or I want the money." "Well, he can't have the car back, so I sold the car." So we don't want your car to fucking sell, really, you know what I mean? And I'll tell you what I'll do. I walked away and I said, "I'll give you 3 days to give me my money." And 3 days later, I go around there, and the father answered the door again. His son, your son. He said, no, in here, boy. So I said, well, I got on to call your son on the rah, rah, rah. He had me on a dictaphone, and you can't collect debts with threats. So I got done for demanding money and menaces. He got 2 years imprisonment again for bollocks.
For demanding your own money.
Yeah, to demand our money. I mean, like, if you know, lend some money, if you know, lend me, say, 500 quid.
Yeah.
And I said to you, I'm going to pay you 500 quid in 2 weeks, and I don't pay that £500. And you say, Gary, where's my money? CUNT or blah, blah, blah. You then demand the money on menaces. You can't collect debts for threats. So I got 2 years imprisonment demanding money on menaces.
Did you ever get your money back?
No, I didn't. No, no. But as a good thing, Rob, as a story, add on to a story. This certain family used to have, not even mention the name, but I think people watching this from our way will remember them. But they used to have a pub chain in Norwich, and one of their sidelines was Christmas trees. And so the mates come up to visit in prison, type thing, and they said, "Do you want us to go around and bash them or do something to the pubs outside?" I go, "No." I go, "Hit them in the pocket." They go, "How are we going to do that then?" I go, "Well, the first week of December or the last week of November, they start following the Christmas trees and everything." I say sideline, they got a big old field and they specialise in certain Christmas trees, a certain brand of Christmas trees, not in the Christmas trees, but wherever they were. So they go and chop all the fucking tops off these Christmas trees. And so then, a Christmas tree is no good without the fucking top that we put the fairy at the top, and then all this fucked. So a few days later, they had done it, and my mate come up the prison. They say, "Gary, look at this. I look like a fucking junk. I've got fucking pinprints all over my fucking place." So he sawed all these tops off the Christmas tree. So I got the satisfaction by that way. And then a few days later, when I was in prison, the prison said to me, he said, "Gary, you got a police visit." And in them days, I think it's changed now. You might put me right, Eric. I'm not sure, but in them days, if you didn't accept a police visit, when you get out, they can gate arrest you.
Yeah.
So the screw said to me, "You're under prison. We've got terms and conditions of you. The police have got no jurisdiction over you whatsoever." And they say you either accept the police visit or they can arrest you when you get out. So I go, "Well, I accept it anyway." So when they've gone on the police interview in one of the prison rooms where you have your legal visits, and they go, "Hello, Mr. Bowser, blah, I come to interview you about criminal damage." I mean, criminal damage? What are you fucking talking about criminal damage type thing? They go, "Can you tell us what you're doing on such and such a date?" And that's only like a couple of weeks ago. I go, "Are you fucking for real?" And they go, "Well, what are you done?" I go, "I was in there. I've been there since fucking August." You know what I mean? So fucked them off type of thing. Yeah, so that's that one.
So what age were you around about then?
I'd have been about, still in my 20s.
Still in your 20s?
Yeah, still in my 20s. I'd say around about, I was about 25. Yeah, 25, 26 type thing.
And you were saying you always worked, so you must have, was it always for the same boss as well? Like
always for the same boss, yeah.
Must have been a good boss in there.
He was a good boss, yeah. Very good, yeah. He did have some finger up, I think he had like, not the crazy upbringing I had, but he was like from the same mould. Not one of these goody two shoes. He knew where he come from. As long as you'd done your job, if he was a wank and then he'd fuck you off type of thing. But he knew I was a good worker and I was loyal and all, and I always went to work apart from being nicked from prison, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So he always said to me, "Gary, I don't give a fuck where you go to, because the door's always open to you."
So you went back to work then, yeah.
Yeah, and I've done he sadly passed as well. I'm just talking about some nice things. And people sadly passed on me, but that's like, he scratched my back by giving me a job, and I scratched his back when people didn't pay. And so I go and do him some favours type of thing, and people paid whatever they owe him type of thing. So I scratch my back, scratch your back. Yeah. Were
you up to any other criminality at the time? Because I know you mentioned.
That's an enjoyable subject. That's my other job, and I think I've been arrested for many, so I ain't going to implicate myself at all. And smash and grabs. And ram raids, as people call them, but we didn't put cars so many. We did a couple of times. That was like paving slabs through shops, designer clothes shops. Years ago, when the videos first came out, not your Betamax, because they weren't worth a wank, your VHS video recorders.
I remember.
Yeah, and your TVs, that type of thing. We'd go and do them. And at the time, I purchased or came across we had a police scanner at the time. And the older generation know what a scanner is. A scanner is something like will pick up frequencies of the police and emergency services. But that used to take quite a while sometimes to get onto that frequency type of thing. And when you did get onto that frequency, you might have heard half the conversation or most of the conversation had been lost. So then I come across the police radio. So I thought, fuck, I hit the jackpot here. And I had a police radio at the time. And the controller would obviously speak to their colleagues type of thing. Can you go and do this and can you go and do that type of thing? But on the side of the radio is Motorola's. If you shut that mic, if you open that mic up on the side of the radio, then that controller can only speak to that person. Meaning he'd be speaking to me and all the other colleagues couldn't hear what was I blocked the airways basically. Yeah. So me and the friend at the time, who's still a friend to this day, I mean friend when I was up to no good, or there'd be 3 hours up to no good, we'd block the airways. So he's gone what was it, 10-0 in them days, meaning a burglary or smash and grab and progress, whatever terminology they use them days. But the controller speaking, as long as me and my friend didn't speak, or me and the other friend didn't speak, we was like, he was speaking direct to me type of thing, and the other ones couldn't hear the conversation. So we'd do what we're going to do, go and get rid of stuff, probably put it in a lockup, put it in the garage, or getting rid of it somewhere type of thing, and undo the, either taped it down or elastic band it down. Taped it most of the time because elastic bands would snap, then Michael would be back to normal. So we'd do what we're going to do, come back, undo the sellotape or elastic bands and that. They've gone absolutely berserk on this radio because they can't send their colleagues nowhere because the only person they can hear is me and the other people I'm with. Yeah. So that was a big game we had years ago. And one of the things that happened, I got arrested for a smash and grab somewhere. And when I was allegedly was at it, I'd only operate on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or sometimes Wednesdays, but Thursday, Friday, and Saturday would be a high president of police. So we didn't really work them days. And at a particular time, I got arrested for a smash and grab. So I mentioned it one time in the kitchen, and one of the girls, one of the miss at the time, her friend sat there and she went, Gary, you're proud. She go, where's that so-and-so on that night? So I go, how do you know that? And she goes, that's my birthday. And I think, fucking jackpot. So I ring up the restaurant. I said, have you got, like, when they do a DNA hit, if it's like something for, say, the murder or a really, really serious offence or a serious sexual offence, they more or less get hit more or less straight away. They put it through the database and fast forward it. But when it's something like a burglary, even up to today, a burglary or something like, it's still a serious offence, but not as serious what the main ones, like the A-class crimes are. That'll take a bit longer to go through the database. It's usually about 3 or 4 months. And so I get arrested. This happened, we'll say in July or August type of thing. They arrested him for like Christmas. And so I rang up the restaurant where he was and that, and they, excuse me, you got last year's book. And she said, why is that, sir, blah, blah. I'd rather come out and say, rather than explain my life over the phone, I went out there to see this manager of this certain steakhouse, was at the countryside. And my name was in the book. Mr. and Miss Badge and blah, 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 and 2 guests, rah. They had a meal. This smash and grab was supposed to take place 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night. Well, that was the same time I was in his restaurant, so I couldn't be in 2 places at one time. And in this shop, my DNA, i.e. blood, was found over the counter, over the floor, wherever it was found. My DNA had literally found in this finger. So the manager come and give, the manager of this restaurant come and give evidence for me type of thing. And I ended up getting not guilty on it. So fast forward 3 months, 3 months, I go on holiday. And I always remember the date. That was August the 29th. I know I mentioned August a minute ago. That might have been August, might not. But this certain date was at 100% in August. This is they playing games with the police. And I said to my friend, and I said, I'm going on holiday on August the 29th, which is my mum's birthday. The Saturday or the Sunday, go to so-and-so, so-and-so. And I cut my foot with a little bottle. I was filled this little bottle up with a load of blood. I go, when I go on holiday, Saturday, a couple of days later, go to this certain place and fuck all my DNA everywhere. And he, we on about, Gary, on about. I said, just do what I say, thing. I say, fuck the old Bill, what play with me. I didn't do that fucking crime. They're trying to fucking stitch me up. Gone back to when I got arrested for the shop one, where the man got seriously assaulted. And that's what started the ball rolling then. I thought, if you want to play with me, I'll play with you back. So he done what he said. He went through the blood everywhere, up and down the shop. And 3 months later, see the old Bill come down the garden path, you're under arrest for burglary. Anyway, I get arrested for this burglary. So I'm in the interview room again. Go no comment, no comment, no comment, no comment sort of thing, as you do. And halfway through the interview, my solicitor didn't even know what was going on. And halfway through the interview, I said to my solicitor, "Can we stop the interview?" So as Elbow walked out the door, they're going like this type of thing, thinking they're going to get a confession, thinking they're going to come and kiss their ass. So I told my solicitor where I'd been, blah, blah, I'd been on holiday. Gary, obviously, can you prove this? Of course I can prove it. I was in, at the time, I was Mallorca. Yeah, I'd been to Mallorca, blah, blah. So anyway, they had to part full bail me. They had to part full bail me for me to go to the travel agent, get a confirmation of where I'd been and all that sort of thing, come back with details with my solicitor. And then I got no further action with this there. And then the old billhead went out to debate, come back and said, rather than get a letter through the post, we'll get no further action now.
Yeah.
So I look, this is you fucking wrong. And so I said, you're fucking thing of, trying to stick me up. A few years you stitched me up for GBH, or tried to stick me up for GBH, I didn't do. I go, there you fucking done a alleged smash and grab at so-and-so, you stitched me up for that. My DNA was found there. Now my DNA is found again. You know what I mean? We got hordes of my DNA everywhere. And yeah, so that's how it went. That's how that story went. Yeah. So you all play the games, and so then they started getting better and better and better. And I thought, he's like, fuck it. And there's another one, an impossible one to do type of thing. And so a mate say to me, "Oh, Gary, you're fucking crackers," and I got arrested for that, but no further action because there was no common interview where we rammed some potatoes up the exhaust pipes of these police cars. And rather than driving out from where he come from, we drove back on ourselves and drove past the police station, sticking my fingers up to it. The old people were getting in the cars, and when you put stuff up the exhaust pipe, we put two potatoes up each police car, and when they turn the ignition, there's no combustion. So there's nothing. So their cars just like fucking backfighting, engaging type of thing. And then they got me for something else, and they said, "You cheeky fucker, badge." And I said, "What?" They said, "You fucking come to my police station, fucking ram fucking potatoes on my fucking exhaust pipe. We are going to fuck you up one of these days." Then that's getting better and better and better.
So we're at this point, what age were you now?
Oh, I'd have been still around about...
like your 20s or...
Yeah, getting around about 27, 28 now, and this went on for for years. But then what stopped it is, especially with the... still worked type of thing, and that was with the sideline, because wages were all right, but when you drink and you got a family type of thing, I'm a man, probably like you, Ricky, and you have to provide for your family type of thing, and you can't go drink, you can't do this on wages, so you need a sideline type of thing. You can't survive off the wages in them days, and I wanted bigger and better things like holidays and other bits and pieces and that. So that was my sideline, but then sadly that come to an end when they introduced the CCTV.
Yeah.
And then that's what put that to
put that to a stop.
Yeah, put that to a stop. Yeah, but sorry, that put that to a stop. Then yeah.
So what was like your family life not at that point? Obviously, because I know how many kids have you got?
I got
5.
I got 4 boys, 1 girl. Yeah. With me, sadly, I say sadly because she's no longer with us. My oldest boy and his brother, his mum passed a few years ago, and that was really sad. That was, and me and her. That was my own fault. Through prison, and thinking more of my mates, because you do when you're young, you think your mates always need to be there, but they ain't going to be there forever. Yeah. And you always are when you're younger, are with your friends. And sadly, we drifted apart. We didn't end on bad terms. I always see my 2 boys at the time. I had my 2 boys at the time, and then I went to Wayland prison then in Norfolk. That was a thing. I got some. Yes, I ain't gone too forward. I got some stories behind that. That was that was like gladiator school, that was, because that was all gangs there.
Where's this, Wayland?
Wayland, yeah, Norfolk, yeah.
Norfolk.
Yeah, like just in Norwich, you got Norwich prison, obviously. You got Blunsdon prison just in Suffolk, and that's gone now. Blunsdon used to be a B-Cat prison. That's gone. And you got Wayland, which is a C-Cat prison, and that was wild there. That was just all gangs. That was more or less... there was good food from Norwich there. We did have quite a staunch thing, but that was all gangs in them days. All London against London.
Right.
All gang fighting, yeah. And that was very, very, very volatile prison. That was, yeah. And a person me, quite well, he went there and he just witnessed someone getting killed there. Another one off the podcast, and he did mention a couple of his stories, and that was an eye opener there.
Yeah.
That was.
So when you're seeing like gangs, is it like just different gangs from different areas,
Yeah,
or was it like
before nowadays people understand the thing postcodes, but in them days that was just gangs. People like use different terminology these days, and in them days that's just like Stanley against Norwich type of thing, that type of thing, where you'd have your Brixton, you'd have all the different areas, all that type of thing, and that was them against each other type of thing. Now it's called, the terminology now is postcodes now,
So they're all stuck with the same groups, and everyone was fighting amongst different groups.
Yeah, I mean, there was something, those are the eye-opening speakers, really, because where we're from, Norwich and that, you're born to fight your fists, and all right, if you see the odd bit of wood laying about type of thing, you'd use the finger. You might pick up a bit of wood, but we brought up the old-fashioned way by fight your fists, you know what I mean, and never kick a man when he's down. But we did do it. But now in there that was eye-opener because a lot of places are fast forward than Norwich, are more forward than Norwich, and it was all knives and things like that. Yeah.
So we've seen a lot of people getting stabbed and people getting slashed and stuff.
Yeah, and the one where you're gone on about, I didn't witness the hot oil because. In the CCAT prisons, you don't really get cooking facilities. But I see that enough times, the hot water, ain't a very nice thing to hear, and a very nice thing to see afterwards, because, you see the person with a severe burn on his face, and with a burn, so if you get burn on your finger, you get a scab, and you see someone's face all scabbed up and the weeping and all the pussy stuff and that. They ain't very nice,
Quite nasty, isn't it?
That is very nasty, It ain't very good at all.
So moving on from then when was your last prison sentence?
Well, just going back to Wayne.
Went too far then.
Yeah, just going back to Wayne, because you have to do good and bad. You have to tell some good stories and some bad stories. And there's a particular time when I was in Wayland, I was a gym orderly in Wayland. I was quite fit years ago, and one of the gym officers came up to me and said, "Gary, do you want to play a game of rugby?" And I said, "I never played rugby." And I sort of thing. I was a good footballer and running and that sort of thing. I never played rugby. Didn't even know the rules sort of thing. All I got to do is catch the ball and run with it like a lunatic and score the try and that sort of thing. So that's exactly what happened. This team turned up, RAF Marham. RAF Marham is a based RAF base just outside Ipswich way, and so the team turned up to play us at rugby. So only 5-10 minutes ago, one of the RAF blokes chucked me the ball. I was going to win the winning try. At the time, Wayland winning like 21-19 with 5-10 minutes to go. So I go and score the try, and one of the other team I was playing on go and get the conversion. So they won by 6 points where the scoring is in there. So they go, "Gary, you're fucking wrong. Fucking beat the prison. You're in prison yourself, rah, 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 type thing. You fucking rat, blood." Called me all sorts of, but all in jest. That was all him, really. But then I got a bit better about 15, 20 minutes later, after we all had showers and that. When the screw say to me, "Gary, you play football." I'm like, "Yeah, Marlon, don't keep rubbing it. I only scored the winning try against fucking prison what I'm serving." Scored the winning try against Ipswich Police. "Gary, got on the fucking numbers, you're wrong." And by the terminology of numbers, where a lot of people will know, he's got on the sex offenders like on Real 43 type of thing. And but that's all in banter, really. Anyway,
It's having a good laugh.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you do. Say you meet some good people there. You just have to make good of a bad situation, whatever you do in life.
You do,
in or out.
Like you just mentioned there in prison, like you'll meet some of even though you're in the worst place possible with the worst people possible, you actually meet some of the best people you'll ever meet in it.
Yeah. And still to this day, even like my previous convicts go through quite a lot, like best part of 40 years now. Even some of the people I met 40 years ago is still here today, and I'm still good friends with them today, and I only met them through prison. Yeah, where I've been to some mad places all over the world type of thing, and I guarantee you, if me and you now walked out of this room and went to so and so, I'll bump into someone I know through previous experience of life.
Somebody you've met along the way.
Yeah, along the way, along the path.
People.
Yeah.
You do, because obviously when you're in a close community like that in prison, you're with people every day. You might be on the wing with 100 people.
Yeah.
But 5 of them you'll become friends with.
You gel with. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you
spend that much time with them as well.
So you spend more time with them than you do your family type thing. You do, their ins and outs of life and know how they tick, know they work type of thing. You do, because you're with them more than you are your mates outside. You become better mates with them than you do your mates outside, if that makes sense.
You become a close circle.
Yeah.
So moving on from that, and Gary, what was happening then?
From the whaling experience, where did I go from whaling? From Wayland, Norwich. That'd be.
Did you ever come in any prisons further up north, or was it?
No, always down like round Norfolk, East Anglia way type thing. Yeah, I went to like Norwich because Norwich is a remand prison and servant prison. All long as in Norwich, long as you played ball with him and didn't give him a lot of grief type. And he's like, I was quite a likeable criminal, Red. I'd class myself as a likeable chap. I got on with most people anyway. And with people like myself, when I was in Norwich, I become a listener. A listener to your fears is someone who worked for the Samaritans. And being I got that job as a listener, they more or less kept me in Norwich, really. It's a real type thing. And talk people about the problems. And as they said, I was saying a problem shares a problem halved. And listen to me run on for a little while. They usually had a smile on their face. I used to make them happy. And
so when was that when you become a listener? And was that obviously not your last sentence before then? Or was
before then, yeah.
Even before then?
Yeah, before that, yeah, I've become a listener twice now, yeah.
Right,
yeah, and then
because I thought like a listener was like a relatively new thing in the prisons. And I know, obviously, when I was first went in, I'm talking like 17 years ago, they had them then.
Yeah, well, I forgot when I think I might have been one of the first listeners. I know. Yeah, you're right. I gone Fingrod. That was listeners. I went when I become a listener again. That was in 2003. So this had been.
So that's still like 20 years ago, right?
Yeah, so I've gone a bit too forward. Yeah, I'd come a listener in the 90s. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's still in the 90s. Yeah.
So a listener, just for the viewers, obviously, if someone's suffering by themselves, got mental health problems or something like that, they can ring the bell, can't they, and ask for a listener? Yeah,
they ring the bell, and an officer go and open the door and say they want to become a listener. They want to go and see a listener, and
like a counsellor, in it, where you just go and sit and talk. And
and 9 times out of 10, well, did you piss them off? And the screws know they shouldn't do that. They're going to always ask you what was his problem. And I say that it's all confidential.
Confidential,
you know what I mean? I'd never ever think whatever their problem is, their problem is between me. That's a trust thing.
Yeah.
If I was then going to mention it to an officer, and the officer mentioned it to someone else, I'll get back to him. I think, Gary, good. Can you grasp me up? Which would be in a grasp because he's now poured his heart out to me about a problem he's got at home, or problem this, or problem that type of thing, and a problem he don't think he can overcome. He's at rock bottom, and he's now poured his heart out to me. I don't know, he said to a school, he's fucking crying about his missus left him, always fucking so and so.
Yeah.
No, and the amount of times there's pressure, and I go, that's confidentiality, don't mention that. And don't ask the question. But they did ask her quite a lot. It's quite offensive, really. They know not to ask it.
Obviously, they want to know the business on them, but it's got
nothing to do with that. No, do you know what I mean? I don't question them, so you don't really be questioning me type of thing. And you know better than that, really.
So how old were you when you went in on your last sentence?
2003, so that's 19 years.
20 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, so take 20 years. So I'd have been about 35.
35.
35, yeah.
I think when you get into your 30s, it's a lot different when you're in your 20s, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're 20s, you're not asked, are you?
I know another time just before that one. Another quite a funny story that might humour the thing or to spice up a little bit. The Foos, they arrested me once for allegation of robbery, and at the time I thought, fuck, it's gone. The time is gone now anyway, so there's no way they can have a repercussion for it. But for some reason, God must have been on my side at the time because they handcuffed me from the front. At the time, I had something below the underneath the settee, what shouldn't have been there, what take certain things in cartridges type of thing. Don't take a lot of work out for your imagination. And I thought, so fuck, I am fucked. They're going to find this certain item under the settee. What the fuck am I going to do? How am I going to get this? Well, they hadn't searched me at the time. They bundled me in the police car, but they handcuffed me at the front. And at the time, I had a mobile phone in my pocket, and probably the mobile phone I got in my pocket to this day. That's how old it is. One of them ones, for instance, Fuhrs. And so I picked it up and put it between my balls type of thing. But when you go in the police station, not what your police station up there, but in Norwich police station, you had like the custody suite there. And so they search you give me your name, details, blah, blah. Take your jewellery off you, take your keys off you and your wallet and your change or anything sharp you got on you. They take off what the custody sergeant is. Then you go through the X-ray machine. The X-ray machine go off. Straight in front of you, got all the cells. So I'm thinking, fuck, type thing. And I thought, and this custody sergeant really being nice to me for some reason. So I reversed on him. I said, don't keep being fucking nice to me. He said, what's the matter, Gary? Calm down. You know, you could be detained, blah, blah, allegation of robbery or something, I guess. But in my head, I knew what was on the settee. Obviously, I didn't know what was on the settee. So I go running through the X-ray machine. I had my gold on and my bits and pieces of my pocket. Sorry, and shut the door. Slam the door. So the old Bill come rush down. Mr. Bowden, you can't be detained without being searched. Blah blah. I go. If I go back up there, I'm going to chin that fucking custody sergeant. Right, we'll search in the cell. So searched in the cell, took with bits and pieces of me, that type of thing. Now I've got mobile phone down there. So me being quick thinking, I ring the missus up and said, so-and-so, what shouldn't be under the settee, go and get rid of, because how's now going to get spun? So then I went to check on the calling credit, and in them days, if people can remember, you used to get like a Vodafone top-up card, you had to scratch it for the 12-digit number.
Yeah.
12, it was 12 digit.
Something like that.
Yeah, 11 or 12-digit number. So at the time, I think I had about 13 pence left. So text the missus to text me a 12, go and scratch a top-up number off, send it to my phone, and I now got the number on my phone. But you try and remember a 12-digit or 11 or 12-digit number when you're in a cell, you can't do it. So I think, fucking hell, I've got some more phone calls to do, type thing, just in case I go elsewhere. How the fuck would I do this? And me being quick thinking, I ring the bell, they come down, yeah, what do you want, badge? And type thing. Can you give us a drink of water? So they give me a drink of water in a polystyrene cup. So I just drink the water type thing right quick. I take my sock off and take a nail off one of my toes and edge the 12-digit number in the polystyrene cup. So now I'm ringing fucking Peter, Paul, Rob, blah, 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 blah type thing to get rid of so and so, just in case they've gone there. And that was another one of my stories. And
was for some big toenails, huh?
yeah, I think I've got to get this thing. Well, something like this. I was looking around the cell for like anything, a bit of dirt, just to scratch on there.
Scratch it in,
yeah, the polystyrene cup. Yeah. So that got, and they did actually go and search the place as well. So the good Lord above was looking down on me that day. Yeah.
You've had some lucky escapes as well.
Yeah. Another one with them was another incident of yesterday got me thinking about the latest the charge that went away for quite a while for the police. There was a series of songs. Oh, it was one before that. A travelling lad got a fight with this geezer, but I told him not to do it anyway. I got arrested for that, and I didn't even commit the crime. And they set a police dog on me. And the dog was biting at my leg, that type of thing. And I ended up beating her, and they always hold it against me then for beating this police dog up. Well, the police dog with him wasn't using his terms man enough for the job, even though it was a dog. So they dismissed the dog from the police force. And this certain cop always had in for me. And then give it a little while later, there's another serious assault at the city. And I got arrested for it again. Well, he went to arrest me. If you don't stand there, Mr. Badge, I'm going to administrate the CS gas, blah, blah. You want some CS gas, you silly cunt. And he was a famous Norwich City football player. And he's quite big. And so I pretend, I went, I guess, I had nothing down my bollocks. I went, you want some CS gas, you silly CUNT, I'll give you some CS gas. So I ended up chasing the copper down the road. He's on his radio, urgent citizen, Mr. Badge, you chase me down Magdalen Street in Norwich, blah, blah. He's got a tin of CS gas in his hand. Rah, 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 type of thing within seconds. They pushed it on the police radio. People don't know, they got a little red button. That's a panic button type of thing, like where you have in your house and that type of thing. So they'll just drop anything they're doing. If they're dealing, whatever matter they're dealing, they just drop it and they just go to that destination. Well, they come in their hordes then and fucking severely give me a good eye. And there's another one, you know what I mean? For you first, I'm on there not to tell them lies, not to glamorise myself and nothing like that. And they arrested me for that. And I was actually charged with this GBH, another GBH for intent. And the witness didn't turn up. So I was got off with it. And you know what I mean, believe it or not, I ain't got to sit and glorify my life at all. I didn't do that one neither. And I put it down to the police. You know, just want me a fucking way. I mean, there'd be like there'd be a big pub in Norwich called the Tuxford pub. Quite a famous pub in Norwich, and that's one of the first pubs in Norwich to get an all-day drinking licence. And the old bill went specifically there, and I got really well with the landlord. Like I got on well 99% of the landlords. And he rang us up one day, said, Gary, can you come to the pub? He got the police in there, blah, blah. They want you banned from this establishment. I never caused no trouble in this place now. They just want to get me banned from everywhere. I mean, I remember times where To this day in Norwich, I think I'm the only one who I know. That have happened to other people up and down the country, but I was curfewed to my road. I was not allowed off my road only to attend court or attend solicitors' office, that type of thing. They classed me that much as a threat type of thing, but I wasn't being a threat. I was just being, I don't think I was a threat, I just thought it was a game.
So you weren't allowed off your
I wouldn't let off that road, no. Wouldn't off unless that's like something like the doctors or solicitors or to the court stuff and that. Yeah, I was on that, and I was on that for quite a while as well.
Well, like an houseboat type thing, right?
Yeah.
And if you'd left that, obviously get arrested, right?
Yeah. I mean, they do a thing now. If they didn't do it, then they house arrest. Where you can be like curfew to your house 24/7, apart from going to dentist, doctors, or to an appointment sort of thing, where they're approvals.
So did you get jailed for that one as well? Then the GBH that you mentioned.
No, I got no further action. Yeah. The witness didn't turn up at court.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got arrested. One of the missus was pregnant with one of the obviously one of my boys, and at the time the missus that missus then loved Kentucky. She said, "Gary, go out, go and get me a Kentucky for I'm craving for Kentucky." You know what I mean? One of the women, one of the other baby mothers used to have a fetish on cool. And she's there biting like black cool, that sort of thing. That was the one who sadly passed. That was my other baby's mum, and she sadly passed. Well, this one wanted Kentucky, and so I go out to go in the car. The car's on fucking 4 blocks. Someone's nicked the wheels off my car. I thought, oh no, I don't believe this sort of thing. So I thought, fuck that sort of thing. So as I do, I went out and borrowed some more wheels, as you do. Well, anyway, because I'm so well known in Norwich now, the word got about my wheels had been nicked off my car. So it happened to be a certain person nicked the wheels on my car. So me and a good friend of mine, obviously wouldn't mention his name and that, allegedly went round and put him in the boot of the car, took him out in the countryside, gave him a fucking good piss ball. And next day, the old bill come round, I got nicked for kidnap. And I was on remand then for about we both on remand nearly a year. I'd say about 11 months was on remand for that period of time. And I thought, fucking, if this geezer do come to court, I'm going to get fucking 7 year, 8 year for kidnap, because that's quite a serious offence. And he's quite badly beaten all, but they never charged me with GBH now, because I think being they charged me with the kidnap, they thought the kidnap was going to stick, fuck the GBH, was going to stick them up on this type of thing. So they charged me with more serious offence than the other one. And they went to Norwich Crown Court 11, 12 months later and got acquitted because the witness didn't turn up.
Right.
So I walked away from that one. And then I got bigger and bigger and bigger because I kept getting away, or allegedly kept getting away all these offences, and the old bill just wanted to fucking fuck me off, like, for a long time. I mean, I was basically a thorn in their side. But they made me look what I was, because I think from right from an early age, they like groomed me to what I am, what I was becoming. Yeah. They made me what I was, yeah.
And you top down a bit, Gary, just so that microphone's hung out that.
Yeah. And then I got wrong with when I was about I didn't get wrong with a certain person for these, and that's to do with bullies. And I'm 100,000,000% against bullies. The person will know I'm speaking about. A lot of people from my way will know I'm speaking about. He gives a bodybuilder, and when I was about 17, 18, I was in a local pub, and this bodybuilder come bully got arguing with a travelling lad. Anyway, the bodybuilder beat his travelling lad up, and as the man went to the floor, the bodybuilder bully kicked the man in the face. So this old boy stood up. The old boy was in his 60s, past now, a lot of years ago he passed. Oh, boy, don't hit him when he's down, blah, what's got to do it? So this bully, so I come to the next case, bash this old boy. So the bully at the time would have been about 30, and the old man the old boy was been about 60. So I said to the bully, I said I was really young, and he's a lot bigger than me, obviously, because I was only 17, he was like 30. I go, you're fucking out of order, chinning that old boy. He goes, what's got to do you? Fucking sit down, rah, rah, rah. Well, anyway, fast forward a few years now, and I'd have now been, that's before I got my big sentence, I'd have been like 34. I was in the pub, and the bully was in there, and he said something. I thought, right, fuck you, bully. you ain't going to fucking cop it. So anyway, allegedly, he got smashed. He got proper weighed in with a hammer. He did get a fucking good hiding. Well, as I walk out the pub, all the pub was all fucking kind of hysterical and that type of thing. And my luck, that wasn't my luck at all that day. As I come out the pub, all cleared out type of thing, and a woman more or less fell in the road, and a police car come past. That man now attacked man with a hammer, rah, 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 pointing me out type thing, this woman. And old Bill jumped on me type, you're under arrest for rah, rah, rah type thing, GBH or whatever it was, or attempted murder, whatever it was, the terminology they used. I was over GBH with things. I said, fuck you, I ain't going nowhere. So I climbed up the drain pipe, because I was a good climber. I climbed up the drain pipe. Now I'm sitting on the pub roof. So I ain't fucking going nowhere. So now I started fucking throwing, I was like rooftop protest. I started throwing these slates down, blah, blah. And the baby, my other two boys, my oldest boys, their mother, the police went and got her, and me and her had been split for years. They got up, finger up, and I go, what they charged me with? I'm shouting down to the ex-missus, what the ex-missus has been from a good few years ago now. They go, go there, chick, got a charge with attempted murder. So she goes, stay up there. She told me to stay up there. So I ring my solicitor up. And if my solicitor's watching this, he'd laugh. I rang my solicitor up, and that was a Sunday afternoon, this was. And I ring him up and I go, Ian, what are you up to? And he said, I'm having my Sunday dinner. I go, well, put the telly on the fucking roof. That's on the telly.
What's it like?
I said, put the telly on the roof. You can stay up there for 2 hours. You come have my Sunday dinner. So in the meantime, they all sealed all the road off all the town centre, off that type of thing, and the police were flying up and down there and trying to get him off the roof, and I wouldn't come off the roof. And obviously, they ain't in the best interest or the public safety for them to come up and get me off. So basically, had to leave me up there, and in Norwich, before such things as sweatboxes, to the view as a sweatbox, it's a prison van where it's got all single cells type of thing. Years ago, the police used to use police vans, but they used to have a certain van in Norwich used to have no seats at all, fuck all, nothing in there. They had all of it being, there was like a hard floor or something like that. And you ever went in the back of the police van, you know you're coming out bruised, because they were going to be in there and fucking beat you. So I said, I ain't coming down to my solicitor turn up, so I ain't getting in that fucking van on my own with you lot, because you're going to do what you always fucking do, and you beat me. So the solicitor turned up, and he's fucking, they'll laugh, he's watching this. He turned up in his Hugo Boss or George Armani suits, he's a bit flash, bless him. And he's sitting on the floor of this police van, and with his nice suit on, I'm here and fucking I'm all caked in shit while I've been throwing all these fucking dude up. And they arrested me for fucking GBH and that, and on this bad bully. And the missus at the time got so many phone calls. I got remanded in custody. So many phone calls for what I'd done type of thing. He never pushed the chart. He never went ahead with it type of thing. So I got off on that one. And then fast forward, only in 3 months, I get arrested. No, I got arrested. Yeah, I'd only been out for a little while. I got arrested again for another attempted murder, where I come out of this place and everything, and I see this car pull up, and I was convinced that I see a gun, but that come to light, that wasn't a gun. So I ran back in this house, and the first time I ever done it, I always fought with my fists and everything. And I thought I'd get fucking shot or something like that. So I went running down the garden path with a carving knife. I got a carving knife from the house what I just left. And this poor lad got stabbed up a few times, and the police arrested me again for attempted murder again, and in prison charges, and so that's no further action. And then fast forward only a few months, got nicked again for another. This is another GBH from 10, and got convicted of it, and give me 7.5 years.
And was that was your last sentence?
That was the last one. But before I don't forget, when I got my 7.5 years, when I was in Norwich prison, one of the lad who allegedly I stabbed up was in there, and black lad, he was a bit of a lump and everything. He came walking down the land with another couple of blokes. I thought, I got to face some music. I did fucking plunge him up, trying to think, I'm not going to fucking have off with these geese, you know, sorry. So as he come in the cell, I kicked the door shut. Whoa, Gary, man, whoa, Gary, man. He goes, I don't want a problem with your power. I go, fucking no. What was going on that night? He goes, if you wouldn't have fucking done what you've done, he goes, I turned my ignition off. I was trying to do my electric window up. So he hadn't done nothing wrong. But I see him going like this. I thought he was going to pick something up from the things. I thought that was his watch with the glint I see. I thought it was a silver gun toy. I kept seeing the hand going like this. I thought it was a fucking gun he's pulling up. I wasn't. He's trying to do it like when you done it. This one.
Oh,
So he hadn't done nothing wrong, and me and him become really, really good friends.
did you? Right?
Yeah,
Oh,
but then getting to this case now, the witnesses, me and this, well, that wasn't the thing. Believe it or not, this was the situation was like this. We went round his house, and my mate had a problem with the person who allegedly got. Well, he allegedly, I can't say allegedly because I got convicted of it, and them two started arguing. And I was talking to the girl. I was talking to the girl as me and you talking there, Ricky. Them two started arguing. Things got heated between them anyway. So this certain bloke chinned my mate. So I thought, so if I care, that's all I done, Ricky. Fucking give him one cuff of the hand. Didn't punch him, and God strike me dead. I didn't punch him, you know what I mean? God being a witness there. Didn't punch him enough like that. And got nicked for GBH for intent. Allegedly, I knocked his teeth out. And but he never had no teeth to start with. So when this went for trial, my barrister at the time, the barrister I wanted was mysteriously on holiday, and he wasn't available for the trial. And I had this fucking solicitor, Rick. He was absolutely useless. He was. All he kept saying to me, he did tell the truth. He kept saying to me, he said, Gary, all I'm saying to you, he got my hands tied. All I'm saying to you is go guilty. I can't go guilty to what I've been guilty of. I said, I'll go put my hands up to an ABH stuff like that. I go, like, I'm not guilty of thing. And I kept saying to him, I want the dental report. I want the dental report. He would, Gary, they won't allow it. They won't allow it. I said, well, you're not doing your job properly. So I want the dental report. And they won't give me his dental report because he didn't have no teeth to start with, geezer. And I got convicted of GBH for intent. And that's why I got the 7 years.
did he get found guilty then at trial?
Yeah, I got found guilty, Found guilty for one, because they do hold it against you, but in life, it's an old saying, you forgive a thief in life, but you can't forgive a lie, so lies not to be trusted. If I'd have went in that witness box, because I always got no comment, so I'm not lying to police, I'm not telling them nothing, so I'm not lying to them. So if I go in that witness box and lie, I'm going to get found guilty anyway. So I thought, fuck it, I'm not going in the witness box. So I went, stayed in dock, and they go in the witness box. And so they hold it against you anyway. They said the reason he give evidence is he's fucking guilty type of thing. They do hold it against you.
They try and say, like you've just mentioned, they say that they can't hold it against if you don't get in, but
they do.
The way they're looking at it, they think
he ain't gone in the box for a reason.
If you're innocent, you would get in.
You go in the box, And so, they found me guilty. And fast forward in all my life type of thing. All the things what I got away with, what they think I got away with, sometimes I've done them, sometimes I haven't. But that's an old saying, I should only be convicted. I should have been sentenced for what I'm convicted of. I mean, they had, just gone back a little while where allegedly arson intent, I got arrested for an arson intent to endanger life. I was on remand again for that one. And only for 3 months then, I went to Norwich Crown Court, not guilty on that. So there's like 3 major cases of all, like, say, 3 attempted murders and the GBH, that type of thing, arson intent to endanger life, for kidnap, they all warrant a life sentence. And so I was convicted of a GBH intent, what I got the 7.5 years for. And if your viewers have gone along all over the story, there's a thing, 2 strikes and out. That was available at the time. I don't know whether it's still into this day. But going back to the scooter day in 1985, if I'd have got convicted of that scooter one, when the boy got 5 years, who's sadly dead now, if I got convicted of that in 1985, fast forward 2003, I'd have got convicted again of a GBH for intent. I'd have
got the 2 strikes.
I'd have got 2 strikes, and I'd have been out. I got life sentence.
You would have been fucked, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd have got life sentence, and I'd have hopefully been out by now. But I'd have been on a life license where you can't, you're limited to what you can do in life, type of thing.
Well, they've done away with the 2 strikes and they brought the IPP in, but they've done away with that. So I think now it's just like a discretionary sentence.
Yeah.
So you've gotten your 7.5 year, and which prisons have you went back into?
As a thing, when I first went in to Norwich, don't know whether it was a fucking tactic by the police or to fuck me up type of thing. They said someone put a note in the box that I was up to no good, I was up to this, no, up to no blah blah. Say fuck what's the chance for it? And I think I personally think as a police, I can't see it as being the police screws, because I didn't really have no problem with the screws at all. So I end up down in Chelmsford Prison. They say there was a security threat to Norwich Prison. And so I go down to Chelmsford Prison, and when I go through reception, they need to change the clothes. But when I get fucked off from the courts to Chelmsford, I got no clothes or fuck all, because all my property's in Norwich prison. So I go down to Chelmsford, I got fuck all, I got no fucking, I got a pair of boots on or something, I got fucking like kickers and TNs and things like that. All my gear in Norwich prison. So I go down to Chelmsford prison, they need to change the clothes. The clothes I got on needed to go in a box. So they give me prison outfit. They give me like tracksuit bottoms, like halfway up my leg. They give me them blue
grey
strap.
track, was it a grey or blue
the
one?
grey ones, yeah. They give me the grey tracksuit, and the arms come up there, and the legs come up there, type of thing. And they give me these blue, white striped trainers. Well, I look like Cuckoo the Clown. I looked a right fucking. I did look like a fucking farmer. I admit, I felt like right, right CUNT for being down there. Well, on my soul card that said fucking the prison number, blah blah. Well, each prison had different numbers, and at the time, whatever the prison number was, that warrants Norwich prison. So all of our prisons down there, what the fuck is he doing in Chelmsford prison, which is 90 mile away from Norwich? Why ain't he in Norwich prison himself? So obviously, he think I'm a wrong one. So the thing up there, the viewers don't know, on the outside of the door, you got an observation hatch for the screws to look in, and this hatch kept going up and down. So I pushed the buzzer anyway, the red light come on, the screw come and open the door. I said, what's the matter? So I get the door on it, make open. I get my deposition statements. He said, if you lot of cunts want to read some statements, here's some fucking statements to read. So when I threw them there and come back and shut the door. But half an hour later, screw opened the door and said, the cleaners want to talk to you. That's only in prison, 90% of the time, when the cleaners all out, more or less all the other people are locked up. So the screws, the cleaners are always out and about. So they come in, and I don't really drink tea or coffee, but I was being polite. They said, they come and got me. They said, come and sit down, mate. Sorry, we had the wrong vibes about you. We thought you was wrong, and why you're being put in Norwich, what you're doing in Chelmsford, what you're doing from Norwich. Then eventually, I got back to Norwich, and then started to listen a bit again, and then become a listener again, and then progress through that. Obviously, you've done your courses and all that type of thing, and got great satisfaction out of being a listener by helping other people and that. And then went to a DCAT, and a DCAT for people is like obviously an open prison, and then bettered myself there by taking in a DCAT. I don't know about Halsey Bay and them sort of thing, because Halsey Bay, when I was in there, when it was YOY youth custody in them days, then that's become a DCAT for over 21s now, open prison. But when I was in the Norwich open prison, a place called Britannia, which was really, really good, that was, and you have to put something back in the community. So I thought to myself, you can go into like colleges and things like that type of thing. I thought, and there's a course come up for taking disabled kids horse riding. And so I'd done that for about 6 months, and fast forward, I've gone rewind and fast forward, and my job was always open to me.
Yeah.
And then I used to get picked up, but still erecting again. I used to get picked up for work every day, and I used to get picked up for 5:30 in the morning. Used to be back to the prison 9 o'clock. So basically, I was more or less just sleeping from the prison. And coming towards the end of the sentence, I was in. I think they abolished their. I think they abolished the parole system in 2004, I think it was. But being I was sentenced, I think they followed. Yeah, they did dispose out in about 2004, because I was in the old system. I was still under the parole system, so I had to do. I done 3. What did I do out of that? 7.5 years. 3 years, something I'd done out of that. Yeah, what it was anyway. But because as I said, gone in the parole system. A probation came up to see me one time. They said, Mr. Bowgen, you're going to go on a MAPA thing, and multiple agency protection, public or something.
Public protection.
Yeah, public protection, yeah. A MAPA thing. Well, there's 3 stages in MAPA, 1, 2, and 3, and they had me as MAPA 2. He could be as MAPA 2. They want me putting me in a bail hostel. And no disrespect, people what they are, and not my like, and obviously not a lot of people like, and most of these bail hostels are occupied by 90% wrong-uns, meaning sex offenders. In Norwich, you'll get people from Ipswich and Chelmsford in Norwich ones, and you get Norwich sex offenders go to Ipswich and Chelmsford type of thing. So I said to the probation man, I said, I wouldn't be going in this bail hostel. He said, if you don't go in the bail hostel, you wouldn't be getting your parole. He goes, can I ask you a question? If you had gone far away, why don't you win about? Why don't you win now? I said, because I know Charles is full of sex offenders. Look, Gary, in life, you can't be judgmental. I said, fuck off, like you taught me judgmental. I'm not associated with them fucking scumbags type thing. He goes, well, your attitude, you won't get in your parole then. So I would say, well, more or less, fucking stick your parole up your arse. Stick up your arse. I mean, I only got a few months. I'm going to get out either way anyway. They can't hold me forever. And so I went, no, fuck you type of thing. And then a few months later, a letter come through. Well, in good thing about being a DCAT, your letters aren't opened by the solicitors, and I don't think they are quite. They might be now because
it's Rule 39. They're not allowed to open your letters.
Yeah. But then in them days, they didn't used to open your finger on the Rule 39. Didn't used to open your letters, or wherever the official letter come from. And I was granted the parole. So, but because I stuck by my guns, if I'd would have went to this bail, I'd have broke it.
Yeah, and
then
would have
I'd have done the rest of the
more time.
Yeah. And if I'd have got nicked for fucking GBH again or some serious offence again, I'd be opening a can of worms. Yeah. Wouldn't be fucking sitting there today telling a story.
So, if that being your last sentence, was there a point in your sentence where you thought, enough's enough? I've done enough.
That was down to the thing. Even though I know I was 100,000,000% stitched up on the sentence I give, but the judge said to me in more or less terms, because they said the judge said, you can say what you want to the judge, if you are sentenced the night before, I don't care what anyone say, you're sentenced on that day. Them judges always got info on you, they got intelligence on you, they got this on you, got on you. And the judge doing his job. The judge are governed by the powers above. There's people who higher than the judge type thing. They say the judge is the law of the land type thing. Here's he fuck. There's people stronger than the judge, and the judge knew he had a file on me about this man got away, this man got away, this got away, this got away. He's been a thorn on the side for the last fucking 40 years, 35 years, whatever it was. So he said to me before I went down, he said, I'm telling you now, Mr. Badge, you ever come before this court again for a Section 18 or local offence, you're going to be getting a life in prison. Yeah. So I thought, so then, I was getting older, and I think myself, and I was seeing it myself, people come in there, only youngsters, that type of thing. And I think myself, you poor little fuckers, you've got to go and do 15, 16, 17, 18 years, sort of thing. And I thought, so I know I'm fucking strong, but I'm too good for prison. I'm not belittling anyone, not putting anyone down who are doing big sentences. They probably feel the same way too, because, there's nothing better than your freedom.
There's more to life than sitting there wasting away.
There is. Yeah, because I didn't want to be, I was then, I was then, say, 35. If I'd have got a life sentence at 35 type of thing, you're talking fucking, I'd come out an old man, and then all my family had gone type of thing, or there won't be many of them left type of thing, and you got to start your life at 55, 60, fuck that.
Well, if you added all your sentences up, you must have done quite a lot of years in jail together, right?
Yeah, and especially quite a lot of remands and all type of thing, All in all, you're talking over 10 years and that type of thing, all in all the prison sentences and the police stations, and one of the regular things what the police used to do, that's another thing what my ammunition to the police, where they used to arrest me, they'd have me down there, the police can only hold you for 24 hours without a magistrate's extension of your custody time limit. And the many times when I got arrested, they'd have me down there for 16, 17, 18, 20 hours, or even 23 hours type of thing. I'd go to the police station, they'd arrest me for something else, so then you custody, because of new offence, your custody time limit start again. So I think, so if they can now be down there for they had me down there 20 hours or 18 hours, whatever it was, they can interview me about both offences, but then they got me there for fucking another day. I think, so because they may be hating the way I hate them. I know they've got a job to do. They've got anyone's, all different walks of life. People have got jobs to do, but they start it in me, and they may be what I am. Yeah. So
you've walked out of prison. You've put it all behind you.
Yeah.
Well, walk back in here.
I could never. I'll be thinking when people say, "Oh, I never want to do this, never," you can't say never be never, because you'd be a liar. I never want to do it. Of course I don't. No, I never want to do it. But if that's someone upset. If they upset me, I'll take on the chin. But if anyone done anything to my kids or my missus or anything like that, good missus over there. Anything like that, or I got some really good. I got a couple of really, really good friends. The people who watch it, they know who they are. Really good friends. They know. I'd think I'd definitely. So I could never say never, but I never want to do it again. Yeah. I never want to do it again. No, but
you're not going to put yourself in the.
Oh no, definitely not. No, not
like what you used to do.
No. The good thing is
going out drinking, getting.
Oh no, the good thing now is I can see a situation before there is a situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can feel it, like, as you get older, you do get a bit wiser, and you feel the vibe. Where me and Hayley have been out type of thing, and she'll say to me, "God, I don't like it there, Gary." So rather than stay there, we'll walk away from the situation. They say it takes a good man to walk away, but sometimes you do have to walk away. And then when you get them, you think, "So if I want to walk away from the situation, I'd maybe in the fucking police station." So that they take a better man to walk away. Yeah, definitely. I ain't be in a car or nothing like that. Just walk away. Walk away, you know, because, you know, sadly nowadays the sentence is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you get these youngsters now, if they could turn the clocks back, you know what I mean? I do feel sorry for a lot of these youngsters now. I just wish they'd think before they acted, because that sad, lonely old life, and I wouldn't want to think, I want to go through all that again. But then I make you what you are today. I mean, that's made me think about life, and that's made me a better person, rather than be a shadow through your life. So I think that's maybe. Because in prison, you know, I mean, that's a thinking time. You've got 24 hours to think about the damage you caused on the outside, your loved ones you lost, and things like that. And that do make you a better person. So, all in all, that has been a bit of a giggle, but all in all, it's got the serious side of all. You know what I mean? The only person you're hurting, really, or you're hurting yourself, but you're hurting your loved ones, really, because they're the ones who come and visit you. They're the ones who come send money. They're the ones who say you love you, love you, love you. They're the ones who don't really work great without you. And that's something they got. You know, they're serving a sentence and all. So you're not just serving a sentence. Your loved ones, your mum and dad, your brothers and sisters, your kids, and that sort of thing, are serving it as well. And yeah, that is.
So your lovely lady who I've met, Hayley, where
yeah, she's good. She's good stuff. She's over there. Yeah, she's.
So when did you meet Hayley after this sentence, or was it?
Yeah, it's after
the last sentence.
Yeah, after the last sentence. Yeah, we met each other in Norwich and that, and she's been like my little rock, bless her. And
so Hayley might have to take the credit for you staying out there, huh?
Yeah, she is. Yes. And the good thing is we do bounce off each other and all. She's good stuff. And I think that's the first woman, and the other woman will probably laugh at my previous relationships. The girl don't know how to argue. She don't even know. She don't even know what the terminology argument is. So we don't argue. So that's she's a blessing. You know, I love her to bits. She's all right, bless her.
Behind every good man, there's a brilliant lady.
Good woman, yeah. I forgot to bring up actually. Yeah. Don't matter how strong are, the woman's always stronger. A man can say, "Oh, I can live without a woman." They're talking bollocks. There's the thing. Without a woman, that man be nothing.
I've got a brilliant one myself.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, she is. Yeah, you can always think of. Yeah, you always meet your mates in life. Yeah.
But obviously, when you got out after that sentence, and you went back to work. You carried on working, but
carried on working. Sadly, up until 2013, I had a serious accident where I shoot the foot was right when I lost my leg through from being a steel erector. A steel frame was supposed to be supported. That took best part of my leg away, like especially down the muscle. And as a sad day, but in a way, that's a silly thing to say, but I'm glad it happened in a way, because when I met Hayley, I was always working away. So Hayley only see me at weekends. I met Hayley on a Saturday night in a nightclub, and things were slow at first, type of thing. And I never saw her. I mean, the only times I'd see her, me and the other missus then split up, and by then I've got 5 kids now. And we'd split up, and me and Hayley got together. So my feelings were getting bigger towards Hayley, but I was so frustrated because I couldn't see her on weekends. And our firm, 99% of the time, was always away. So it's nowhere, it's either work or not work. And also I wanted to work. Then I had my accident, and obviously I was laid up for a year. I didn't walk out. The only time I come out where we live is hospital appointments. I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair and that. And had to go up to the hospital to have my leg done and all that sort of thing. And then Hayley, being the way she is, she grabbed me, got to the hospital, dragged me in the house, that sort of thing, I'm 6'3", Hayley's like just over 5 foot, trying to push me in a wheelchair. It was like impossible. And so she used to do all of her bandages herself. And then they said I was on the settee for a year, couldn't go back to work. And always been a good saver in life. Always had a little nest egg, that sort of thing. And then Hayley was like bending at the time. Then she become a carer, go around medicating old people and doing their bits and pieces. And then a burger van came up for sale called Hayley's Big Baps in Norwich. Well, a burger van came up for sale, and that's called Sam's Rolls. And always loved cooking. Wherever relationship I've been in, even single, always cooked. So this burger van came up for sale, and me and Hayley went on holidays to Tenerife, and about 6 years ago now. And I bought it without telling Hayley. And I always laugh and joke and that type of thing. I told Hayley's mum what I'd done. And she said to me, she always called me prat anyway. Because I'm always fucking about doing something stupid like a child. She said, what have you done, Gary, you prat type of thing. And I go, I can't tell you. Well, she got the better of me in the end. And I got a burger van. Well, she threw her arms up. I don't know how to run a burger van. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. I said, I'll do the cook, and all you got to do is butter rolls and that. She was called. I go, well, I don't want to call Gary's rolls. I called it Heidi's rolls. So she suffered that. So we got off the airplane on this Sunday night. I feel like yesterday, actually. Got off this airplane on Sunday night about 10:30, 11 o'clock, whatever time it was. It's late anyway. I go, let's go and see the van. She said, what do I go down and see the van for? Say, Heidi's rolls. So as you go down there, get closer. And I told them what I'd done, get closer and closer and closer. You see a big picture of Dolly Parton, where boobs pushed right up, and I say, Heidi's big baps on it. You go, you fucking knob.
I bet that went down well.
Yeah, you knob. And that's a good talking point in the van. And we've been there 6 years now, and we do have a good laugh on it, don't we? We really have a good laugh on it. And they say things happen for a reason. That should have happened years ago.
Yeah.
That should happen because we do. I mean, we're there for the public. I'm like a listener on there sometimes, going back to what I was good at, listening to people's problems.
Yeah.
You know, people's got this problem, or got a money problem, or got this problem, and was, you know, talk over problem, share the problem, go on that back to that terminology, problem, share the problem often. Have a cup of tea or bake roll, me and Hay, we'll see him put a smile on his face, and we're like pillar of the community now. You know, as
Like
we're
give them something back,
yeah, give something back. You know what I mean? Gone back like I'm a giver in life. I do love things. I don't like to see no one down on luck. We had lots and lots of people come up the van, not all the time, but that do happen. Like we might get a couple a week, might get 4 or 5 a week. Someone down on luck, and I know this person. If they go through life and they're a fucking complete tosser in life, they'll get fuck all out of me. But if I know they're fucking genuine, then I'll help them out and have no one go hungry. Yeah. And if they're a thing, or they're a bit down in luck, they say, oh, Gary, I'll come and sort you out next week, the week after. I said, don't be so silly. You know what I mean? We'll have a down part of life and that sort of thing. And then when they walked off, I'd say, hey, they made that person happy. That make you feel good in yourself then. It's like you spring your step in. Yeah, so I've really got a finger up throughout my life and everything. People say, oh, Gary's been to prison, he's done this, he's done that. But I've done things for a reason.
Doesn't make you a bad person,
nah.
does it?
Most of the time, people
maybe he's done bad things, but you're not a bad person.
Nah, and most of the time, people put problems on themselves.
Yeah.
When I've gone blah, 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 look at the bigger picture. Why has Gary done this? Why have we done this? Why have we done that? One, you nicked the wheels off my fucking car. If you didn't nick the wheels off my car, I wouldn't have fucking kidnapped you. If you didn't do this, I wouldn't have fucking whacked around the head with a fucking hammer. If you didn't do this, you know, that sort of ripple effect.
Yeah.
Through life, that always ripple effect all the way. I mean, they can't say I've never been a bully, because I ain't been a bully, because they're lying. And all right, with the smash and grabs, I know that's wrong. But in my eyes, in a criminal's mind, they really hurt no one else. It's insurance. Then someone fucking gone through someone's fucking bedside drawers in a burglary and gone through the kids' bedroom, nicked their fucking PlayStation, things like that, because like, as a scumbag. Yeah. You know, all you burglars out there, you know what I mean? In my eyes, you shouldn't be doing that type of thing. And we all have different ways of looking at crime, and yeah, that's my way of life. I don't think I've been a bad criminal, if there's such a thing.
But you do like to help the kids, don't you, and try to deter kids from getting into trouble and that?
Yeah, I've done the thing. I've done back home. I've done the Future FM radio station. I got the biggest hits ever on the talking to people ringing in and asking about prison life, that sort of thing. I've done schools and that, and if I can, stop any kids doing it, and that's what these kids nowadays need. If we could get like a group of up and down the country, up and down the world, if you could get a child and put them in a room. If you wouldn't be like doing that. If you could put them in a room for a week with fuck all, apart from serving them food underneath the door and that, with no tellies, no PlayStation, none of this, none of that, that would open their eyes up, because they think so. Fuck this, I'm going fucking stir crazy, because half these kids would crack up after 2 days.
Oh, you'd be a deterrent, wouldn't it?
I would, yeah. They'd go and grass the mother up. They would go that soul. They would, yeah.
Wouldn't
they would 100%. No, no, you know what I mean. Not that I want to go there again, but if I had to, I would. But I never want to do that. But prison's too easy for a lot of people now. And me and you fall behind on a mortgage, that type of thing. You'll finger up. You'll be out on the fucking street. You come out prison, get somewhere else to live. You know what I mean? So that's just madness, really. But
hats off you to like going into schools and stuff and talking to the kids.
Yeah.
And trying to teach them.
That was hard work with Ricky. I mean, because my name, like when I shoot the poker cards, I would say, that's the police getting notorious Norwich villain and notorious, that sort of thing. I'd write to him, that'd get fucking knocked back when I'm trying to bet myself and getting back to the police and prison, getting back to base and that sort of thing. Well, if you commit a crime, you're going to go to prison, you're going to do this. How can they come on and stuff when they've never been there themselves?
Yeah.
They've never been behind that door, so they can't preach to these kids about committing crime, you'll go to prison. So they need someone who's been there, if you're either a drug taker or a drinker or a violent man, blah, 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 to emphasise on that point, because the only person who knows about that point is the person who's acted on that point. And you get these people trying to drill into these people where they've been there themselves. So I was writing to the probation, to the thing up to schools, to the police, blah, not back. But in the end, they did bow down because they had to. Well, not saying they had to, don't have to do nothing like, but they did. They did.
How rewarding was that for you?
Self-satisfaction again.
Self-satisfaction.
Yeah, self-satisfaction. And I've done also another thing I forgot to mention. I've done a thing called restorative justice, where that's a good thing. You don't really hear so much of it now. You did a few years ago where before a youngster, I was directed more or less to the youth of today type thing. Say, for instance, if someone go and scratch someone's car or go and get a brick thrown through the window or something like that, rather than them getting a criminal conviction, you get the victim. They call it the victim and the wrongdoer. Like, well, I'll say it on my terms, you get the victim and the criminal type of thing. Well, ain't the criminal as such type of thing, but I'll just say it on my terms, the criminal. So the victim will say what impact that rock gone through their window or that scratch on their car's caused, because they got to put that right. So they nip it in the bud before that the youngster get a criminal conviction. Yeah. Because most of the victims don't have a say in court. You know what I mean? They don't say how it affected their life, how it affected that type of thing. So that's where the restorative justice program thing up. And I think up until this day, I think I'm the only outsider who's really took that course. I can't think of any of my mates or anyone really took that thing up, that course. Yeah, that's self-satisfaction as well. Yeah.
But I think we've covered just about everything, Gary.
Yeah. But, open for you.
I always finish with one question on the end of the podcast. Is I know we've more or less covered a lot of things here with kids, but for any kids watching this now, going down the path that we went down when we were youngs, getting into trouble, causing mayhem, using violence, what advice would you give them now?
100%. Them big old clever and trying to impress people. If I could turn the clocks back in that aspect there, you got to, because your freedom, there's no price on freedom. There's no price on freedom. You know what I mean? You could have this, you could have that, but you can't beat freedom. And they're big old clever. They're big old clever when you look back. You know what I mean? If I could turn the clock back, I wouldn't think. But there's no excuse in life. But the excuse I do use, the police made me what I was. Yeah. I blame them. There's always someone to blame, I know, but I blame them. I blame them and I blame myself. Yeah. I blame myself for not backing down. I blame them for fucking doing what they've done to me by beating me and fucking doing what they've done. But as Ricky said, those are big old clever, and youngsters, if you can stay away from these places, do something constructive like job. You can't beat work, rather than fucking sit there doing antisocial behaviour or drink or drugs, that type of better your life. Fuck prison, because prison's in a very nice place to go. And if you want to experience it, be my guest, be Ricky's guest by experience it. But I'd say to the young lads and young women or whoever's watching it, young man type of thing, them big old clevers, you know what I mean? You're a better person. That fuck it and go the right way in life, not that way.
Brilliant, Gary. Thanks very much for coming on. Thanks very much, mate.
Nice one.